what's good, family? Thanks for pressing play on another Bite Down Boxing video. New lunch special or lunch daily special. I'm still playing around with the name. But just trying to check in here, make more use of the day, be a little bit more productive so I can go home at night and kick it with the missus versus messing around with boxing and YouTube and sports and entertainment in general. But today's thought was just more of a, that Robert Garcia was rocking the Sugar Ray Leonard t-shirt during the lead up to the to Spence and Garcia. So I actually stumbled across, and I keep struggling with how much do you put into what's said and done, fight week and through the pressers and press conferences and whatnot, and the build up to fights. Like, how much do we really put into what the fighters say themselves and what their teams say? And I've kind of been, my opinion on this has kind of been moving as I've been delving more into covering boxing and trying to find different things to write about from time to time. And one thing that I stumbled across was it was a clip with Ak Barak with Sugar Ray Leonard. And, I kind of salute those guys, man. I mean, they took this advantage of this opportunity with the zone. And they're starting to put out some pretty decent random, interviews and segments with different fighters. And it's not just matchroom fighters. It's not just matchroom affiliated boxing personalities. It's not just the zone fighters. I mean, they're really trying to highlight different aspects of and different figures in boxing. So anyway, on the clip that I saw, they sat down with Sugar Ray Leonard and the controversial fight, with him and Marvin Hagler. And he mentioned or revealed that he took advantage of the opportunity to plant certain thoughts in Marvin Hagler's head over the course of the press conferences and the lead up and, the build up to their fight. He said he kept, every time that they did an event together, and I think he said they had like a dozen press conferences, which we don't do that today, maybe 2 or 3. But he said it was multiple ones on the interview, and he just said that he every time he made it a point to mention something about Marvin Hagler's boxing ability, and he said he did that intentionally because he wanted Hagler to focus on trying to outbox him, or could he make him alter his strategy on fight night and try to showcase his boxing more so than being on attack mode. And then he went on to say that sure enough, once he got into the first round, he just noticed that Hagler was trying to box more and was laying back a little bit, looking to box versus just pressuring him and maybe overrunning him or getting into his power with him right away, slugging it out or trying to break down the smaller man or the perceived smaller man. And so, he said once he noticed that helped embolden him a little bit and give him some confidence, and he was more encouraged, to make it through the earlier part of the fight and whatnot. So, I just thought that was interesting. So then if we fast forward and look at Sugar Ray Leonard supporting Mikey Garcia in the fight against Spence, taking him as his winner, that just kind of ties them two together. And I'm just saying that, Mikey, I think, said some things leading up to that fight where maybe, I don't know if they talked behind the scenes and, they had that discussion about that's one angle that Mikey could take. But it just seems like, Mikey stayed on message with what he was trying to say about, how he could win the fight and what were his strengths and weaknesses going into that fight. So that's just giving you a little bit of history, something that I stumbled across that I thought was relevant to the fight. I don't know if it obviously didn't really work in Garcia's favor the way that it worked in Sugar Ray Leonard's favor. As obviously we saw that once Spence came out and opted the box more and use a more all around game, Mikey didn't have any answers for it. So, like I said, I was just trying to shed that out there to or share that with people. I don't know if you're a subscriber to the Zone or not. It's really not arguing about that today, but it was just more or less just like I said, Ak and Barak are on there doing some different things, and in all reality, Ak and Barak are kind of doing like stuff that I would like to do on YouTube, or what a lot of us would like to do as YouTube channel owners, but we don't have those resources. We don't have that access. So it's kind of like, in a way, it's kind of what they're doing. To sit down. They had an interview on there with Bernard Hopkins. It was like 20 minutes long, 25 minutes long, just talking about Hopkins' transition from fighter to promoter, and then beating, going back to prison after being on parole or whatnot. So yeah, it's a lot of different quality on there, besides just today's fighters, or some of the sillier stuff I've heard. Some people complaining about what they did with Canelo, with suggesting outfits for him to wear and whatnot. They've done something where they do troll hunting, where they go and approach different people who've made negative comments on their IG page. They try to go track that individual down and confront them about what they said online to see if they're the same, if they had the same energy offline. So like I said, I'm not gonna sell everybody on the app. Not trying to, but just trying to bring light to one of the interesting bits of content that I found on there. So let me get on off of here, man. Give me something to eat before this. This is a short lunch daily special, but hopefully tomorrow there's something else to touch base in. So please hit that subscribe button. A couple people hit the like button. Thank you for your for your kindness. And this is